And here we are for Gossip Girls versus Freedom. This is the BTS Americas qualifier stage. And we're already well into the game, so I'm just going to get right into things. IX Mike on the Tidehunter in the offlane here. It looks like we've got an Earth Spirit support by Kiko with the Sunbee on the Lena. That'll leave Flea on the Phantom Lancer, and finally Eagle supporting on the Dazzle. On the Radiant side, we've got Juice on the Invoker. That'll leave WWD on the OD. Gypsy supporting up on that Lion. Sniper Dad on the Earth Shaker. And finally, in the offlane, it'll be Frempo on the Doom. First rune battle looks like the bottom should go the way of Gossip Girls, and top will go to Sunbee. Fairly even trade across the map. Now, this will be an interesting one. I know nothing about either of these teams. I know some players on Freedom. I've never heard of a single person on Gossip Girls. So I have no idea how well matched these teams are. I have no idea how they're going to do. It's going to be an adventure for me. I'm excited to introduce myself to these teams. Hopefully they still stick around long enough for me to actually get to know them, as opposed to just disband in a couple of months. But roll goes forward. Kiko misses that and gets blocked out by a nice Earthshaker Fissure. Juice stunned up, won't be able to finish off the kill on Kiko, but he does take a lot of damage, and that initial gank onto the Invoker not successful. So it looks like Sniper Dad's going to be babysitting the Invoker here mid for a little bit. And Frempo getting what he can. It's been a long time since I've seen an offlane Doom. Hasn't even leveled anything yet, holding off. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for a Devour. I guess his camp is blocked out, so he's going to discover that now. And that's really unfortunate for him, because he's not getting anything in this offlane. There's basically a tri-lane here, and it's very dangerous for him to stick around. So, and he might end up just rotating right into the jungle. In fact, it looks like that's the play. He's come all the way back to the mid lane. There's a bit of a stack for him. He can't really take this. It's a little too squishy at level 1. But we'll be able to at least get some farm here as opposed to the off lane. And on the other hand, IX Mike on the Tide. He's already almost level 2, doing a little bit better for himself. Has a last hit, messing with Gypsy a little bit, who does have the boots advantage. So Mike has to be a little careful here, but should be fine. It's not an easy kill to get, even with the OD. Mid lane matchup, very, very even right now, and should stay that way, barring some rotations in from the Dire and Radiant supports. Kiko, he is looking for something, but he is getting scouted out by this ward here. Just out of range of the sentry, it looks like. That's unfortunate. And he's going to try and make a play on mid. The courier is already back in base, so he's not going to get that. But maybe just trying to keep an eye on things. If he can get the roll onto Juice, they can maybe go for kill. But Earthshaker, actually, this is Doom. If they go on Juice, there's not a whole lot he can do. This is the Earthshaker. Just helping with the pulse bot. So Juice on his own. Lena will miss the stun, though, so Kiko won't be able to get the guaranteed roll, and Juice should be fine. He's going Quas Wax, interestingly enough. So relying on the damage from the OD and the Doom, and just going to go for some control. And I kind of like that choice. Quaswex has kind of fallen out of favor in the last couple months, but I still think that it has a lot of potential, especially if you're in a game where you need more lockdown. Now, against a Phantom Lancer, that's always going to be the case. Against the Earth Spirit, that's often going to be the case as well. So really happy with that choice of Juice here. And if he gets an early Orchid, then Lena can be a fairly easy pick-off, as can the Dazzle and the Earth Spirit. Kiko still hasn't really got a whole lot done, not even level 2 yet. Just rotating around trying to see what he can find. He's still looking for Juice, but Juice is playing nice and safe, and he does have that Earthshaker around. Nice block out. Sunbee cold snapped up, might be in trouble here. He's got to go the long way around. Another Fissure is up in 8, but they're not going to go for it. Just force him back, and he will grab up his bottle, so will end up being fine. But some nice harass, giving Juice some space to work here. He is starting to fall behind on the last hits now, as you would expect for a Quaswex Invoker. But still keeping up rather well. And as far as safe lanes go, OD is matching the PL more or less. So really, it's in the off lane that you can see the disparity. Mike has managed to pick up almost level 3, whereas the Doom... actually, the Doom's rotation in the jungle has been really effective. He's almost 4, or he is 4. And he's got that Iron Talon up, so doing very well for himself, actually. Is Mike stacking it all? No, he's not. He's just sitting around here. He's really not getting a lot. This is a bit unfortunate for him. And I mean, you could forgive this level of XP and farm if he was also pulling Ancients or stacking this small camp, but that's not the case, and so you really question how much he's getting out of this. He's stacking this camp, but that's not really something he can farm very safely. And Earthshaker can easily clear through that with the help of Lion if they're given some time to do it. Oh, he wasn't going for the stack. He was just trying to get a pull off, but isn't able to do so effectively. Meanwhile, jump on to Flea. They're going for this Doom. He does have Scorched Earth up. It is only level 2, though. He may end up falling. The Lance will slow Frempo down, and the Doppelganger forward, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. He gets back under the tower. Healing is still going on. The last Lance, is it going to be enough? No. He eats the whatever those things are called, and will be just fine. So, nice escape from him. It's a bit of a waste of time, and so now that he's picked up some levels, he feels a little more comfortable coming back into this lane where the real XP's at. WWD. Looks like... what is he going for? Is he going for a Veil? First item? Kind of looks like he might be. That's a really interesting choice. Yeah, he is. He's already... oh, meanwhile, that being said... Sunby gets the first blood onto the Lion in the river, but Juice may be able to get a follow-up kill. They find the Earth Spirit. The Mana Burn will connect on him, and Sniper will find him out. They cold snap him up. Should be a nice counter kill. So 1-for-1 support for support, and Sniper will pick that up. So gives him a little extra gold to work with, which is very important. That Earthshaker, if he falls behind in gold, he really does struggle to be effective. So. And against the Phantom Lancer, they're going to need that Blink Echo. But this Veil first on OD, very interesting choice. Under 7 minutes, he gets it. And with the OD ult up, but more than that, just with that Q ability at level 2, he can just be devastating to whoever he goes on. I really like that choice. And it says something about how they want to play this game. They don't want to let the Phantom Lancer get big. They want to get some ganks, get some early kills, and just snowball. And the thing is, they can afford to go late. They do have some decent tools to deal with the Phantom Lancer. They've got Orchid, or they will have Orchid at some point. They've got OD, and they've got Earthshaker. Plus, obviously, Doom is the counter to everything, technically. So the Veil choice is like, we'll try and win early. You know, if it doesn't work, we're still going to be fine. So we'll just put the pressure out on Freedom as much as possible early. And so far, it's working out. Net worth hovering about even, not really any particular advantage. Forwarded XP, really still not a lot either. Both teams having a relatively even early game here. Again, the only main disparity is in these off lanes. Frempo now level 6, has the Doom online, not with mana to use it though. But IX Mike still only level 5. And significantly behind in terms of last hits. But that being said, Frempo may be gone on here. He doesn't have Scorched Earth up, but TPN. Kiko will get stunned up. The Mana Burn will hit him and should fall here. There's the Cold Snap. Does he have the range for another attack, though? Frempo gets the Scorched Earth up for the movement speed. Will finish off Kiko. And what the balls? EMP. I've been forgetting that ability's name all game. My bad. Meanwhile, Sunby getting some damage done onto the mid-tier 1. Gets down to about 2/3 health. And he's going for the Aether Lens, it looks like. Nice early pickup for him. I've seen some Linas tend to rush the early Yules, but I like the initial Aether Lens. It gives you the chance to play a lot safer, and plus that health regen is really, really nice as well. Well, Flea has to be careful. Doom is available here, and Frempo, if he had the mana, does have kill potential. He's got a Mango as well. So if he pops it in Dooms, Flea might be in trouble, but there is no vision for the Radiant, so Frempo doesn't know who's sitting behind. And in fact, it's towards the bottom lane. The rotation's coming. Sunbi and Kiko smoked up. They may get the OD here. And with the Laguna Blade stun follow-up from Kiko, that's a nice pick. IX Mike had... Oh, he didn't have the Ravage available. Hasn't gone for it. But wasn't necessary either way. They may be able to try and turn this into a tier 1 push, but no. It's just Sunbi pushing it out. We're looking for another gank. Kiko moving into the trees, but Tornado EMP pushes them off the tower. Oh, top lane. Frempo getting gone on yet again. He's got the Scorched Earth. No, he doesn't. He doesn't have enough mana to use it. And Flea really pressuring him a little bit hard. Actually, he's got Boots of Travel up at 10 minutes, doing very well for himself. And they should be able to claim this tier 1. Frempo too low on health to do anything about this, and it doesn't look like any rotations are coming in from the rest of his team. No TPs. Tornado EMP onto Sunbi. The stun follow-up. This may be a kill, and it will be. Nice pick. But the trade-off is that tier 1 in the bottom lane, as Flea will be able to clean it up. Frempo trying to come in. He may end up getting himself killed here, but does get the Doom out on Dazzle. Nice mini stun. And actually, with the Scorched Earth, he's going to get that kill. I'm really surprised he was able to do that, but underestimating his tank ability. He's level 8 and he's got the Buckler and a Stout Shield. So, really itemizing to be able to handle this PL in the early game. Nice choice for him. That'll get them a kill and a tower tonight, so very well played. And with the Lina going down as well mid lane, that's a nice influx of gold for the Gossip Girls. Sunbi back in the mid lane. Does have that Aether Lens now. And is the most farmed hero on his team. But, Tornado off the mark, not going to be able to connect. This OD is still farming very, very well, though. And Sniper Dad, what has he got coming out to him? Nothing. So he's actually quite poor. But OD ult gets dropped. Tidehunter goes down. That was a pretty easy kill, I imagine. Yeah, with the Veil up, no problem at all. And he blew the Fisher for that. But almost level 6. It'll be interesting to see if he rushes the Blink Dagger or if he goes back for something like Tranquils or Soul Ring. He is playing the 5 on his team, so will be a while before he has anything too significant. He's just getting awards for his team at this point. Gypsy doing quite well for himself, though. And the thing is that if both the Earthshaker and the Lion get blinks at some point, then all of a sudden PL's ability to split push gets a little hampered. It becomes significantly easier to pick him off, and that's not a great position to be in if you're PL, because he's really their damage. Like, Lina will fall off at some point, especially against an Invoker with an Orchid, which he's going to probably be working on after this Midas. Actually, interesting to see Invoker go for a Midas. Usually Quaswex skips it, but a little too valuable, and they're trying to get something done in this tier 1 bot. The problem is they don't push all that fast, especially with only 3 heroes. And in the mid, well, Juice and Gypsy are going to put just as much pressure on the tier 1 mid, which you could argue is actually a more valuable tower.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Kiko getting some nice vision up in the Radiant Woods, and this will prevent any of Girlz from rotating around to defend this bot tier 1. It's a little too risky. But they are still trying to pressure in the mid lane. Flea is rotated in to try and defend it, and it looks like he'll be successful, as they don't want to push into that a little too hard. This tower is going down so slowly, but it is going down. That's what matters. Sunbi will claim that last hit, and it looks like they're going to keep going. Hopefully, I'm going to try and find someone rotating through the jungle and pick them off. Maybe translate that into a push on the tier 1 mid. But all of the Radiant heroes are playing on this half of the map, so not going to be the case. Gypsy sitting behind his Invoker, making sure he stays safe. And, oh man, this is an interesting build from WWD. It's gone back for the Midas and then into Shadow Blade after the Veil. So still sitting on brown boots. I have never ever seen this build on a Pro OD before. But it has potential to pay off. They're clearly looking for a way of catching out the PL. And, well, they don't need it. They've got it just there. Nice play. Good use of the first finger of the game from Lion. And that's a critical kill. It's one of the hardest heroes for them to deal with in the late game. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, though, Rempo, oh, he barely gets away. And he turns, in fact, gets the Doom off onto Eagle. Echo Slam comes out. That's 2 kills. And, oh, now here comes the... Finally, Frempo will go down, thanks to both the Tidehunter Ravage and Sunbee's Dragon Slave over the top. But the payoff will be IX Mike going down as well. And Gypsy, oh, careful, man. But Sunbee's the only survivor that's a 4-for-1 trade. And that's including a Ravage being committed. So their biggest ultimate, and they still have to take a 4-for-1 trade. That's a bit of a problem. And now that's a second Midas. Invoker has one picked up. So you're running into 2 Midas Gaming and you're behind. That's not how this is supposed to be going for Freedom. And this Earth Spirit, he's 0-3. He's found level 7, but he really doesn't feel like he's been able to do much this game. And that's a problem, because he needs to have some kill contribution so he can actually get something out of the game. Sunbee, gonna dodge losing all his mana. But Girlz able to do what he wants, and this Midas, these Midases mean that the pressure is now on Freedom to make the plays and get something done. And with a PL, that's not necessarily what you want. You want to be able to sit him back, farm him up, and not have to worry about trying to take fights or push towers. But he's being forced into that position, and that's all to the good, as right now, Girlz are very strong. That Veil. Such a good choice. I mean, you've got an Invoker, you've got an Earth Spirit, or an Earth Shaker. Like, all of his heroes on the Radiant side are buffed by this Veil, and having it at 6 minutes can really make a difference in this type of game. Well, I mean, it has already. You can see from the scoreline, 10-3, favoring Gossip Girls here at the 16-minute mark. So the next thing is, can Girlz actually get any tower objectives done? Because the problem with their lineup is they don't really have tower damage, especially since they have gone Quaswex, no Forge Spirits, so that's just some rather piddly right clicks from these heroes, and easy for Freedom to defend. They do have some decent wave clear, but the problem is the fights for them. Girlz can get a pick off, take a fight, and then pressure the tower. And the problem with Freedom is they can't come close, because this will happen. WWD gets forward, gets the ult, but there's a Tidehunter ult from IX Mike. The Laguna Blade comes out, but Juice survives. There's the OD ult, dropped. Lino will die. IX Mike, graved up, will survive for now, and Frempo has to beat a hasty retreat. But that's one hero down and a tower, and Girlz aren't turning around just yet. They're looking to come back in. Frempo back up to full HP. Has that Vlad's, actually. That's a very early Vlad's, and that will enable them to keep on pushing. They've got the sustain. They can go for this tier 2. And PL really doesn't have anything to contest. Does he want that Boots of Travel build? He's not in fighting shape. And Veil comes out on Kiko. He's going to get cold snapped up. That's another nice pick. Dominating for Juice. And this will for sure be a tier 2. They may even look to pressure high ground, but I don't think so. There's still tier 1s across the map. And yeah, they will. Looks like they're going to swing over to top. And the items are going to start building up for Gossip Girls now. 5,000 gold lead. And that's going to continue accelerating with these Midases. Shadow Blade now online for WWD. And they do have, with that, some very good tools for dealing with the PL. They can bring 1 or 2 heroes once they get the Blink Daggers up, which on Gypsy, he already has it. So, Blink Hex, you follow up with the OD, who can be in the neighborhood under cover of Shadow Blade. Very effective. And PL has to play very cautiously and not split push the way he necessarily wants to. Now, they're coming for bottom. Do they have vision? No dust. Dust on Kiko. So they can get the kill. No, but as I say that, WWD, ETP's out. He gets the Shadow Blade up, and he's going to go for Flea. Flea has to doppelgang almost instantly, and unfortunately he grabs the wrong illusion. But WWD gonna fall. Nice stun from the Earth Spirit. Can they get a counter kill here, though? They lift the PL up in the air. He does get the doppelganger off yet again, and will be able to get away up to the high ground here. So ends up being a 2-for-0. Nice picks coming out from Freedom. 2-for-1. They end up taking the Dazzle at the very end of the fight. Frempo gets that one. Is forced to commit the Doom, though. And interesting. Okay, so this Invoker has gone Quas Wex, but has not gone a Quas Wex build at all. He's gone Midas into Ags. So, I mean, it's working out for him. He gets another kill. But really interesting itemization choices, and you really think I've already forgotten the name of the item. Orchid would have been very, very effective this game, but choosing not to go for it. And well, it's 14-5, so I won't call him out on it, but it does seem to be an interesting choice for him. WWD, once again, Shadow Bladed up. Playing this hero like a ganker. Does have a Midas to use. And isn't going to find anything. There's no one at all in this half of the map, which is probably good for him. Doesn't really have a lot of damage given the build he's got. He's got a bit, but what he actually doesn't have any of is survivability. He's only sitting on 1200 HP. And there is a Lina with Laguna Blade on the field. Four-man smoke from Freedom, looking for a fight near this bottom tier 1 tower, which is not there, so not looking for a fight near that. Looking instead to try and find a pick-off in the Radiant jungle and turn it into a tower. Moving forward, is there a blink on IX Mike? There is. So he got the blink Ravage available. He's in the front looking for it. They do have vision on these two heroes moving up to the high ground. But they're not going to fight behind the tier 1 tower at this point. Instead, just going to translate this into a tower push. Ike's might hang around the back, going to see if he can get a Ravage off if Girlz look to fight. But not going to be the case. In fact, he's alone. He could get caught out here. Frempo with the Doom. Is he ready? Nope. Blink out. Well, keep him safe. Now it looks like the next item choice for Frempo will be maybe a BKB, although potentially it could be an Aghanim Scepter. But I feel like Doom Ag's way less common these days, especially against these heroes. There aren't really any passage you're looking to remove. So it's more likely to be the BKB. It lets him man up much better against the Tidehunter ult, as well as all the magic damage that can come out from the Earth Spirit and Luna. So mobility starting to stack up on both teams. Ix Mike with the Blink Dagger, and soon to be the Force Staff. Got the recipe as well, just needs the ring. Already the natural mobility of the Earth Spirit, as well as the PL with the Boots of Travel. At the same time, Blink, as we already said, up on Lion. Going to be up relatively soon on Sniper Dad. He's getting farm priority now to finish that up to 1300 gold. And there may be a smoke here now from the Dire, the Radiant. Nope. Just hanging together, expecting a gank, but none of the Dire heroes are in the area. It looks like they may just turn this into a tier 1 tower push. Yep, the pings come out. That's their goal. And it's just Doom off on the other side of the map. He does have Doom up, so has the potential to maybe protect this tier 1 tower. But as I say that, yeah, he's going for it. Misses the Doom though. Gets silenced right away. All his mana is instantly gone. No, he got it off. He got it off onto the Earth Spirit, who's going to fall to the Cold Snap. And, sorry, I completely didn't see the Doom go out. But he got it off. That's where all his mana went. And nice pick. So they end up giving up on the tier 1 tower push. They all wrote all TP in. They do still lose their tower. It is not denied. But at least they pick up a cleanup kill out the back. Not necessarily worth it for the amount of rotations that were there, though. Earth Spirit, though, continuing to get farm. And now getting very, very close to that blink. And the double blink from the two supports on Girlz will be extremely effective on helping to manage the PL problem in this game. He has got a Sanji Nyasha online now, as well as a Diffusal, looking to go into the heart, it looks like. And he is all of a sudden your most farmed hero on the map, despite the 15-5 kill lead for Gossip Girlz. And missed the solo pick off from WWD, just wandering around with the Shadow Blade. Gets the pick on the Sunbee. Meanwhile, bottom lane though, Flea will fall. Brempo jumps in. That wasn't even a Doom, I don't think. And WWD in the area goes for the Astral Imprisonment. Is there follow-up damage here? Gets the Veil out, but the blink away from Kiko will be there. Turns for the stone. Is going to connect on WWD, but he should be fine. And they will claim this tier 1 tower. So 2 big picks. That's your mid and your safe laner. And another tower. So just as it looks like, PL is getting himself back into this game. He gets picked off, and Girlz march forward. They're going to look for tier 2. 35 seconds with no PL. And there's no way Freedom can hold without him. Jump forward from IX Mike, looking for something. He does have that Ravage still available. Blink Force Staff as well. And Kiko looking for the follow-up rock. But it looks like they're not going to be able to stop this tower from falling, despite the low physical damage on these heroes. It does still fall, and that leaves only one tier 2 up on the map. And PL's farming space is starting to feel a little constricted. That Earthshaker now has the Blink Dagger up, and he's really got to play careful. He can't just farm a lane in safety anymore. With Blink Echo followed up by a Blink Hex into stun, he can easily get picked off. And with the towers down around this area, no vision of the Roche Pit for the Dire side, and that'll mean an easy take, probably going on to WWD, I'd imagine. And with that, they can look to either finish off this last tier 2 or potentially even threaten high ground. Goes the OD. And it really feels like with the blink up on these two heroes and the Aegis in hand, this is going to be the time they want to make a play. And OD already Shadow Bladed up. Doesn't find a hero, just moving into farm. And this could be bad for him as he doesn't have the Shadow Blade for the get out now. And there are 3 heroes hovering around looking to go on him. The backstab is coming from IX Mike. Is he going to commit the Ravage for this? Doesn't actually see WWD. And of course there's an Aegis, so probably wouldn't want to throw that ability on a lone OD anyway. They are sticking around though. Eagle's pinged out. WWD, oh, there's a ward, spots him out. He realizes that immediately as the creeps do lay into him. That could have been a nice ambush from Freedom, but not actually going to be the case. And WWD has actually picked up Boots of Travel. This is, I'm sure this has got to be a first of this build order for this particular hero. And he's got the BKB now as well, too, so has the tank ability now at this point, as well as the damage. And, well, it should be an uncontested tier 2, I'd imagine. I really don't think that Freedom can contest outside of their base at this point. Especially with that Invoker sitting on a Blink Dagger as well now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
And the Doom is available as well as a BKB on him. So Gossip Girls have all the tools they need to take a 5-man at this point, and Freedom realized that. They're trying to split push. IX Mike going down the mid, Sunbee pushing out the bottom, but they're going to have to fall back as their tower or their high ground is vulnerable. But as I say that, instead it's going to be Girlz who back out. Just want to get the lanes pushed out. Oh, they're looking for Flea. He doppelgangs. This could be it. They know which one's the real one now, and here comes the Astral. They've got the follow-up stun from Gypsy. Instant Hex, there it is. He gets the Force Staff from IX Mike, but I don't think it's going to be enough. OD ult gets drop finger. Oh, he dodges it with the, oh my goodness, the doppelgangs just saves his life. Blink forward from Gypsy though. They want this. The Deafening Blast finally finishes the job. That's an unstoppable streak for your Invoker, and IX Mike will be the follow-up. Chunk down. The Tornado will finish the job. Won't be able to deny himself. And, well, with those 2 kills, Aegis still online. This should be a lane of racks. No Tidehunter Ravage for 40 seconds. Doesn't have buyback. They can push. They can force out the Phantom Lancer buyback, and that'll put Phantom Lancer in a very tricky position if he's forced to spend all that gold. It's going to slow his heart down immensely and will enable Girlz to get further and further ahead.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
There we go. High ground coming out. Rock comes out onto WWD, but he doesn't care. He's got that Aegis. The Dazzle ultimate may deter them a little bit, but, well, with the Phantom Lancer 10 seconds out, he will definitely not be buying back now. So he'll try and get the tower before he comes up. Not going to happen. The glyph gets popped, but they can stick around. They still do have the Aegis. They've got the stronger team fight. They just have to be careful of the Ravage. Going forward from Juice, gets a nice two-man tornado. Stun follow-up onto Sunbee from Gypsy. And the Alacrity, well, EMP comes out, but it will get dodged. From the Force Staff. Oh, nice two-man rock. WWD very low. Could lose the Aegis here. No, Shadow Blade's up. And will be just fine. Now, are they going to fully back, or are they just going to fake back and then turn around? They don't have a whole lot of regen now, though. So it may end up just being back out, farm up the Dire Jungle on your way out, and give Freedom nothing to work with as they try and get back into this game. Your gold lead now sitting at about 12k for the side of Gossip Girlz. About 8,000, 9,000 experience as well. And Sniper Dad, this could be an Aether Lens. Yeah, it is. Okay, so extends the range of his Fisher a little bit. Not really the greatest item on our Shaker. I would have rather seen Force Staff probably, but I can't really fault them. They're very far ahead, and he just wants to give himself that extra space to play with. The regen's nice as well, since he doesn't have Tranquils. And you can really see the effect of those Midases, plus the Doom Devour at this point. I mean, they're also ahead in kills and towers, but really a lot of this comes down to just that efficiency out of the map, and the fact that Freedom was really not able to do anything early game, despite the greedy builds that these heroes on Gossip Girlz went for, really says something about... well, does it say something about their draft, or does it say something about their choice of how to execute it? Because they did have the Earth Spirit. He did try and make some plays early, but just couldn't get anything done in the lane. And that leads to some problems for them, as they don't really have any other heroes that want to be moving around and ganking. Other than Lilina, but she was just sitting in her lane trying not to die. 4-man smoke from Girlz. They'll move into the Dire Jungle. Doom is online. The only one not involved in this is WWD, who's forcing out the lane, maybe baiting a little bit for his team to come in from behind. As will the smoke break? IX Mike in a position to do it. And Blink Forward will catch the Earth Spirit. And Kiko should be down. Cold Snap nicely brings him out of that roll. He's going to fall. And at the same time, they've already picked up Lina as well on the side. Only buyback on Lina. And unfortunately for the Dire, that the creep wave is a little far back, but they still should be able to force the buyback out of Lina at the very least, if not get some damage onto this, or finish off this tier 3, I should say. And they still have the Echo Slam available, still have OD ult available, and still, no, they don't have Doom. That was used on the Lina, but... Oh, there goes the tower. Blink Hex onto IX Mike. He does have Ravage online. But if he doesn't use it at the absolute perfect time, it'll mean nothing. And if he doesn't use it effectively, then almost certainly Girlz will stick around and take this Rax. Oh, there's the stun. The last hit from OD won't finish him off. The Grave comes out as Juice blinks forward. BKB Pop trying to take him down. That should finish him off, if not the Sunstrike. Oh, yeah, there it goes. And at the same time, OD chases Dazzle into the trees, taking a lot of damage from the tower here, but Gale comes out. There's 4 heroes now. OD, you're in trouble, but he's going to get caught out going a little too ham, but the rest of his team playing a little more disciplined. They're going through the melee racks and should be able to claim it here. So WWD playing a little too manly there, trying to get that extra kill, but it won't matter as his team will be able to claim the racks and get out. Frempo will be the casualty there. But 2 for 1, and they did lose a lane of racks, so still definitely in Girlz' favor. Actually, losing the Earthshaker as well, that's a 3 for 1. That's a pretty decent catch for Freedom. Gives them a little bit more space to work with. Still obviously not a great situation for them, but that was about a 3k gold swing just off those 2 kills, not including the OD, so gives them a bit of a shot. And that heart is now up on Flea, so he's becoming a little harder to deal with. If they fight when the Echo Slam and the OD ult are down, then maybe Flea can make something happen. The problem is that Girlz should be wise to that and will be choosing to take a fight on their terms as they do have map control. Oh, Flea gets onto Girlz, onto Juice. He doesn't have mana for Ghost Walk. He could be in trouble here. Does still have the BKB online. Not wanting to use it. Gypsy comes in for the save. Oh, not quite going to finish off Kiko with that Finger of Death. And now maybe losing his own life. Gets the blink away, but the slow from the Phantom Lance is there, and Eagle will finish him off with a nice heal onto those 2 illusions. It's another pick off for Freedom. So taking advantage of the eagerness of Girlz, getting a little sloppy with how far ahead they are, and it still doesn't get them back in this game by any stretch, but it gives them a shot at least. Now, as I say that though, Doom picks up a full Shiva's Guard. Now, very, very tanky. Level 16 as well, has that max level Doom available. Sunstrike just scouting out the Roche Pit, not yet up, but they are moving into the area. And Echo Slam, level 2 is online. A dangerous time to be fighting near the pit, even though you do have that Ravage still available on Mike. Tornado, just scouting out, although that said, Kiko gets the jump in. The Ravage comes out. It's a very nice one. Echo Slam as well. Actually, the Echo Slam and the ODL don't really do anything. Flea's still very, very healthy and is going to get healed up. He can back off, get healed up by the heart. IX Mike may be the sacrifice, but he's already got his Ravage out. And WWD is going to fall. Yeah, he will. Barely gets the Shadow Blade off, but still goes down. Frembo now has to back out. He gets stunned up. Should fall as well. They've got the stun from Kiko. He is a tanky mother, though. But on the backside, Flea picks up the Invoker, and Frempo will go down. That's a 4-man wipe for Freedom and into a Roche Pit. This will be not the Aegis and Cheese, but still a very, very good fight for them. And that's going to be a massive swing. Yeah, it is. Almost 9k gold. And that was a buyback. So that was a full 5-man wipe. The Earthshaker bought back. Didn't really do anything with it. Was just trying to defend his tier 2 here. And, well, with that, all of a sudden, Freedom back in this game with a vengeance. Look at that graph dive. That's going to bring things almost back to... Look at that XP. Completely zeroed out. And with an Aegis in the hands of Flea, looks like Girlz are going to start struggling to deal with this PL. I mean, you saw the Echo Slam used. I think it was dodged by Doppelganger. But the OD ult, he didn't have enough stolen in, really didn't do anything. And his build has not given him a lot of extra in either. That Shadow Blade, starting to feel like that was not the pickup. It really hasn't felt like it's done a whole lot for him this game. Doppelganger dodges out from that Deafening Blast. And Phantom Lancer is getting out of control at this point. BKB up on Juice, BKB up on Doom, BKB up on OD. But they are starting to get a little low. Down to 8 seconds on all 3 of them. So really not that low, but it's a bit of a concern. That is an important item, though. The Hex on OD. With the Shadow Blade, if he can catch the Phantom Lancer, they definitely have the ability to kill him as long as they can identify the correct one. That's always going to be the challenge. But if they can, they do have all the tools needed to deal with him. But they've got to play a little more tight. That last fight was just disastrous for them. And, you know, I don't know why it went so poorly, really. Like, it certainly seemed like they had all the tools. They had the big ultimates. It seemed like the Roche Pit fight would favor them, but not quite the case. And, well, Freedom, they've got 3 4 staffs up. So they do have great saving potential. And I feel like that must have been part of at least what led to their victory there is they were able to kite, able to keep people alive, no one got bursted down. And the heavy spells from Girlz ended up not really being a factor. Gem up on Gypsy now. Try and clear out the map a little bit. Of course, the Lion, not your ideal gem carrier, but better than nothing. No real slots on Doom, who you'd really like to see it on. But that's a big pickup. Mike's Mike now with the Refresher Warp. And with 2 Ravages to deal with, even with these BKBs now, he can blow 1. If it gets wasted, it's not the end of the world because he's got the backup for when the BKBs go down. And WWD looking to show off this sheepstick. Gets pinged out though, walks under a dire sentry. And he's sticking around. This would be an ideal opportunity for Freedom to smoke out, try and get a pick. They do have smokes available. Yeah, here it comes. They're going to rotate through. They still have this vision, although the Radiant, they're sensible to this fact. It looks like they backed out just in time, and the smoke will be for nothing. The line on the map is drawn. They're going to move towards this tier 2 tower, and they might actually still be able to find a pick, but really want to take advantage of this surprise refresher on Tide. Not going to happen, though. They'll give up on it. And after that last fight, things have definitely slowed down. You can tell that Girlz are a little more anxious about making those aggressive plays. Not really looking to be as carefree with their lives as they have been in the past fights, realizing that it's costing them dearly. And, well, Freedom. That Aegis still online, not for very long though. And they want to try and get something out of it. This tier 2 looks to be the objective. Mike sitting up on the high ground, ready with that Ravage. And it's really going to come down to positioning in this fight. If Girlz get caught out by that double Ravage, even 2 or 3 of them, it could be disastrous. Flea, Aegis in hand, blinks forward, clear up the creep wave. He can tank things up. Help the rest of his team sit nice and far back, protect them from the threat of the Echo Slam, as well as the OD Ultimate. Frempo will clear things up, force him back, but they can stick around if they need to, and the DD is available if they spot it out.
Double damage.
Now Sunby grabs it. He's got a Lincoln Sphere as well that he can potentially put onto the PL, or just keep for himself. And blink forward, Ravage comes out, but the BKBs have gone off. OD instantly evaporated, didn't have time to get his off, and now Echo Slam comes in. They're going to finish off Eagle, but that's really not the target they were looking for. They will find Flea. Actually, this is the big kill. Can they get him twice, though? They will bring him down. That's... Oh, they already popped the Aegis. Wow, okay. That's a huge kill. That's actually a massive kill. 80 seconds on the sideline, no buyback. And they may not know he doesn't have buyback, but they're certainly acting like they do. Immediately, straight down the mid lane. That was a buyback onto the OD, getting himself back into the fight. Well worth it if they can get another lane of racks here. And they should be able to. Buyback on Dazzle, but PL still holding it, and they should realize at this point that he may not have it. Relying on that Aegis, but dying twice, definitely not part of his plan. And now they're on the high ground, going forward, looking for this Tide Hunter. Missing a whole bunch of spells there, actually. Really poor execution from Girlz, but it's not going to matter. They force Sunby back under the tier 4s. Guys, objectives here. WWD, he's going to fall. That's a buyback life. He's down for 105. They're completely ignoring this tier 3. They're not even going to claim it. Oh my goodness. That's some classic North American Dota right there. And that mistake may have cost them their chance at finishing off this game. PL now up in 20 seconds without the OD. They're going to have to just back out. They only got a tier 3 out of that. Disastrous decision to go fight under the tier 4s. I'm not sure what they were thinking there. A nice item pickup for Sunby. Has the Octarine core out now, and those cooldowns on those items getting very low. And the BKBs, well, you didn't feel their effectiveness in that fight, that's for sure. And now it's Freedom's turn to rush down the mid lane. See if they make a similar mistake and overextend a little bit, but looks like with the OD down, Girlz really shouldn't look to engage for a tier 2. They'll hold inside their base, wait for high ground, and they do have Echo Slam up now. Oh, Juice has come out, just trying to clear up the PL illusions, but Flea does still have that heart. And they're going to go for the high ground. Got to play a little bit carefully. But Flea out in front. Stacking the stuns a little bit from Girlz. The Hex comes out. He just steps back. We'll wait for the next creep wave. At least they spot this ward. We'll be able to clean it up. Does have the gem, of course. Still on Gypsy. And they've got it back. The creep wave is pushing into their tier 3 top. And so that'll be the end of that. But still, very back and forth game here. Just when you think Girlz have it in the bag, some poor item and fighting choices put them back, and Freedom get back into it. But now smoke comes out from Girlz. Where are they going to move towards? Don't think Flea's going to stick around. No, he's definitely not. So they're just going to move through the jungle and hope they find someone. Shadowblade is, of course, still available on WWD, so yeah, he pops it now, but it doesn't look like they're going to find a pick. And there may be, in fact, a counter smoke from Freedom. They're all grouped up as if that's the plan. Not quite doing it yet, though. WWD will pass through. And Girlz, well, here they go again. They're going to move up through the mid lane. I guess not quite yet. Oh, okay, the Roche ping comes out, and their timing is perfect. It's about to spawn 1 second off. Spawns just as they walk into the pit. Nice timing from them, and well, they should be able to claim this. 2 Ravages up on IX Mike, though, and they do have a smoke. Are they going to pop it? I don't think they have any idea that the Roche is happening. Oh, there it goes. Midas on the ground. But that's the Aegis in the hands of the OD. Good carrier for it, as he has been blown up and will not have buyback for this upcoming fight if they want to push high ground, which I imagine they will. Doom is available. Cheese on Doom. So they have everything they need to take this, as long as they don't make some drastic overextension like they did last time. Gem now on the Earthshaker as... Nope, never mind. He's gone back for the Tranquil Soul Ring. There's another 2k gold. Interesting to see what he chooses to pick up with that. Obviously now just holding the buyback. And WWD with that Aegis moves on to the high ground. He's going to start pressuring the melee racks. And the stun silence comes out from Kiko. 4 staff away to keep WWC. There's the blink in from IX Mike. Gets the first Ravage off. Will he be able to get the second? Oh, I think he's going to be out of mana. He's 4 staff away. No, he's got it. But the ODL comes out. Eagle will fall, but that's the Aegis pop. Frempo still in good shape, though. Sunby, 4 staff away, will still end up going down. There's the second Ravage. Kiko rolls in onto Juice. Gets the magnetized down, but Sniper gets the stun out onto Flea. He's the one who cannot fall here. Frempo trying to do what he can. Will bring down Kiko for sure. Now, Flea, can he 1v5 this team? There's the Earthshaker, but the Tornado dodges it. That's disastrous. Flea will still fall, though. He does have buyback. Sunby gets the damage out onto Frempo. Will he fall? He will. But Sunby will pay for this with his life. Flea back in the fight. Buybacks being expended left, right, and center. But he's the only one alive on his team. And the Lina is down for 100 seconds. Juice doing what he can on these buildings. The glyph is popped, but Flea unable to fight this by himself. Earth Spirit will buy back, but there's the stun. There's the Tornado echoing. Okay, Meteor will miss, but Flea, he really can't do enough damage. He can dodge the spells, but goes onto Juice. The Hex comes out. He's getting right click down by WWD, who's stealing a lot of intelligence here. Forced to doppelgang. The glyph the invis comes out, but they do have a ward here, but Flea will fall. That's a dieback from him. 117 seconds of the grave, and Kiko will be next. That's a dieback on him as well. That should be game. chaotic fight. Buybacks forced out like crazy, but in the end, Girlz just had a little too much staying power. Only Phantom Lancer really had the farm to take them on, and well, that'll be your first game going the way of Girlz. We'll have to see if Freedom can come back in Game 2 coming up in just a minute. Stick around. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon for Game 2.